Good afternoon, you're welcome to your favorite social media program, The Buzz. I am Rose Blossom, and of course, it's on Wednesday where we have amazing special guests. We'll be talking about the state and affairs of the country. Remember that we always treat also trending videos just to analyze them and, of course, maybe get away forward from it. But, anyways, I have my amazing co-host with me, Covenant. Good afternoon, how you doing?
Good afternoon. You didn't call me your girl this afternoon.
Oh, sorry.
For me.
Oh, sorry. I forgot you like the way I call you girl. Okay, my girl is Covenant.
Oh my goodness. Good afternoon, our esteemed viewers. I am Covenant, aka the Lagos girl, and trust you are doing very well this afternoon. Like Rose Blossom said, you are welcome to The Boss, your favorite social media program, and we have special and amazing guests in our midst today. But I'm going to leave Rose Blossom to introduce our guests for today.
Yes, of course, our guests are the usuals. This is the first time I'm seeing them this year, so yes, it's more like saying Happy New Year. And of course, we have Segun Sopitan in the building, who is a business and financial consultant, also the chairman of Bold Art Network. Welcome to the show, sir. It's good to have you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. It's good to have you.
We're not taking it for granted. Cross from one year to another.
Yes.
Just remember, so many people didn't that. Give
True.
all the glory and praise to God.
Yes, give all the glory and praise to God. And of course, I have my senior journalist, that on purpose. And he's also a social analyst, Nuruddin Adibiran. Welcome to the show, sir. Good to have you.
Welcome to the show, sir.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, yes.
Did you go party? You said you wanted to go.
All the tricks, like
I did not leave man.
Wow.
Behind.
I did not. In fact, that December is for me. I really enjoyed I slept and but at least we thank God this is 2025 and struggle continues. The only just thing that Nigerians should do at this particular time is to calm down, and we need to create sources of funds. If you are doing one work, make sure you have another thing doing. Even if you are a government worker, have something, even if it is little, because this 2025, I pray, it's not going to be a tough year for us.
Amen to that. We have a lot of preachers in this house, trust me. Okay, all right, so we're just gonna go with our topics today. We have a lot of trending videos, but first we just discuss one or two topics before we pick our trending videos. So Confident, let's start with one.
All right. Pardon file theft says older inmate sodomizes junior inmate. Segun Olowokere, the popular death for file convict, recently pardoned by Governor Ademola Adeleke of Osun State, speaks about travail, but I will advise the police to be responsible and civil in discharging their duties. Not everyone will have the grace of coming out for people with a good heart and improved character. The police should try as much as possible to investigate thoroughly and weigh the level of offense before rushing to try suspects in court. Police should also prioritize reforming suspects with minor offenses instead of sending them to prison to meet hardened criminals who will make their lives complicated. I have seen a lot of instances where those who went to jail on trumped up charges and minor crimes became hardened criminals after they left prison. Some of these hardened criminals and convicts who have spent close to 25 to 30 years in jail would prey on these innocent minors and even sodomize them because they know they do not have anyone to run to. These older inmates manipulated younger ones who freshly joined them. They lured them to commit sodomy. The minors sometimes fall for the tricks because they are usually hungry and don't have anyone to help them. But anytime these inmates are caught, they are always beaten and dealt with. Police and courts should consider the implications of throwing minors and small offenders into prison.
Okay. Now that is our popular foul theft, who actually said he actually talked about his experience when he was in prison, but the one that caught my attention was the fact that senior inmates always sodomize the younger ones because of food. So I want to say, is it that they cannot actually do a thing to actually stop this? Because trust me, this is not the first time I've seen people who have said the same thing, that someone you know will say the same thing, and sometimes not even just about food. It's just more like they are bullying you and you have no choice. So if you do not have the power, you don't have the leg or the connection, trust me, it's going to be worse. And he said something very important. He said, even when you are not a hardened criminal, just minor stuff, by the time you're out after 25 to 30 years, they are switching people's destiny, obviously. So what can be done, Nuruddin, about all this, that things like this should not be happening in prison?
Look, what he said is not new. And it's happening everywhere. The just in there is this. You see, correctional centers are communities on their own. If you know what is going on there, all the system of government that we practice, that we don't practice outside, is what they practice there. At least for visitation, for programs, I've been there. For programs, I've been there severally. In fact, I know if you are talking about kirikiri, both female, medium, maximum, it's like back of my hand. In fact, I can describe where one building is there and another one. So it shows that. But one thing is this: I think our government needs to. That is the area where our National Assembly needs to do something. If somebody is awaiting trial, there is no reason why he should be with the person.
True.
And if you go and see our majority of all our correctional centers, it is filled with those people that are awaiting trials. And our judicial system, a friend told me yesterday that he bought a house, and there is a tenant in that house using it for pharmaceutical whatever, and he went there, talked to the man. I'm the one that bought this place, so I know it may be difficult for you to move like that. I'll give you 6 months so that you can look for another place. After 6 months, this man did not leave. Another 6 months, 1 year.
1 year.
He did not leave. The man was now even telling him, charge me to court. Somebody that is not your landlord, that person has bought house. And I told the person, oh, that is not how to handle this kind of people. On the street, there is a name we call it Bagudugba. That is going to leave within 1 week. I just say go and do this. 5 days, in fact. Do you know that the man has gotten another store?
Oh wow.
That he did not want to move to.
Oh wow.
So one thing there is that our judicial system, we should make sure that those people that are waiting to they should stay in one place, not with convicted people. Another thing again is that there are some officers who don't have enough. All those warders, how many are they? Yeah, not much. The same way like Nigerian police, you want them to secure all of us.
All of them.
How many are they? As I speak today, they are not up to 400,000.
In the whole of
Nigeria. Now, half of that 400,000, they are the one looking after the wealthy people. Remain 200. Is that the remaining 200 that is the one that they are not up to 400 though? In fact, they are about 314,000 So by the time you replace say 400, the remaining 200 is what they share among all of us. Among all of us, there are still some middle people that have offices that they are going to attach to. Out of that 200, now tell me. So, and that is the problem. How many warders do we have? Then we need to build the facilities. If you really want to be genuine, and we should try to look for another way. I do tell people, there are some people that have all these little charges. Don't send them to prison. For God's sake. The community works that we need, since we don't have hands.
Exactly.
If you see some certain guys, maybe they do some small littles, maybe assault that is so little or whatever. Like Tom Mainland Bridge, I send like 50 people there. They are going to sweep it for 6 months. They will resume by 8, they will close by 4. That one is that. Then along the Becca where some people normally defecate all around. Pack like 20 people there. They will do that for 4 months. By the time you are doing that, like our schools now, where they still have to have some people to be cleaner, we'll be paying them. We don't need that. All those little whatever, you went on the street, you pick all those sexual workers, whatever, pack all of them. Monday to Friday, primary school attach them, they will be the cleaner for 6 months. Look, until we try to redesign this, I'm telling you, you will see some people, they will go to correctional center for minor issues. They will become added criminal when they are coming out. In fact, I know of somebody that left Kirikiri prison that I interviewed on my program. What he's saying, he said there are some places that you should not even near. You as inmate, there are some buildings you cannot near.
Why is that? Why is that?
Because it's for special people. You cannot even pass there.
Okay.
Then another thing again is that he said he knows of a particular correctional center. The way we normally watch EPL, Champions League, they watch it. In fact, there are some that they do sell food. Apart from the general food though, some have businesses. Yes, entrepreneur. They have businesses that you must buy from them. So there are characteristics so that by the time you are doing that, look at the boy that got there that is not even up to 22 when he got there. You now turn within space of 1 year. That's why you see that the name, that correctional center, our government should know it's not by name. It's about the process and what they can get from that. If you can do that, if you are waiting trial, let us create a place for them. Even if they are going to be working within the place, compared to those people that have been convicted for robbery, that have been convicted for this, we should not be able to mind them. And that means we need to have more correctional officers. So let's get more job so that we can be able to fix all these things. Police, we need more police officers for us to fix our insecurity. We need more soldiers to really fix some certain things.
Okay, thank you very much for that one. Segun, do you have something different from what Nudina said, or something more to add to it?
I think that the issue is a very serious one. It's a deep one, you can't divorce what the story that this guy has given, everything that Mr. Deguero has just said, what I also know. I'm involved in the prison ministry as well. I've been involved in the prison ministry for a long time, like going to 30 years now that I've been visiting prisons. So everything that he's saying, I can validate it. It's an ecosystem on its own. In fact, it's a country on its own. They have presidents, they have all of the positions. That's what I was talking when I was talking about it. When you come in as an inmate, you must go and pay homage. You must make payments.
Yes,
you must secure your safety, and all of that. So the stories that this guy came out to tell is just the reality. And so there are two sides to this. First of all, you have to understand that it's a world where criminals are kept.
Yes.
So criminal behavior should not be strange.
Normal.
It shouldn't be strange because these guys, the reason they are there is that they were breaking laws in the first place. So, and that's why talking about not mixing the hardened guys who, a murderer with, convicted murderer. So it's not like it's an allegation or a convicted armed robber, and all a convicted kidnapper. You can't put that person in the same place with somebody who had a traffic infraction. He drove one way, then somehow he ended up in through our broken justice system, he ended up in Kirikiri or Okey prison, and then you put him in the same room. To be killing people. How do you want to do it? So there's a problem with that. However, the flip side of that, because I said there are two sides, is that Nigerian society is broken itself. You can't produce what you don't have. You can't give what you don't have.
True.
So our system is just a reflection of the problems of our society. The society itself is broken. The prison system is broken. Right? So for us to address this, I could have approached this and said, we need prison reforms. Our judicial system needs reforms. Look, Nigeria itself as an entire needs reforms. Even Nigerians, we need reforms.
Absolutely.
Because I always like to say, majority of Nigerians are not okay. We have been subjected to so much abuse over the years from successive governments, military, and all that even the knowledge of right and wrong is a bit of a problem. You see people who they can't actually tell that what they are doing is wrong.
Right.
They don't know. They're just doing it. When you try to correct them, they're looking at you as if you are from us. Like, what's wrong with this one? What did I do? So Nigerian society itself needs correction. It needs reform. Before you now start talking about the correctional facility in the country, it needs reform. So for me, I think these conversations are deep. We can only pray and hope that at some point down the line, we'll get a visionary leader. That's by being my theme in the last few weeks. Just yearning visionary leader, you know, that is selfless, altruistic, that will come and make the changes we need. Not this one that we're doing and we're suffering people. That's not what I'm talking about. Like real fundamental reform society. We need that. Until we do that, you know, these stories are just going to continue.
So I actually have a question, Nuruddin. Looking at this guy Segun, right? Let's say, okay, what he did, he wasn't supposed to go to prison. So how about innocent guys that, you know, go to prisons and now become hardened criminals, maybe, and then they get, you know, bailed out, you know, they just come out without maybe through bail or anything. How do you think they can go back to being sane? How do you think they can just go back to being sane? What are the procedures that be taken?
Firstly, there is this. Olowo Okere deserve to go to prison.
Exactly. I was going to say that.
He deserve to go to prison. The only thing there is just that now be on death sentence. Or the number of, that is the thing. Because if you are being alleged, another thing again is that there are a lot of things that are wrong with the investigation that took the guy. Because I heard that the guy can claim alibi in that particular case because he was not there. He was not even apprehended. Even those people apprehended did not even mention him. So, but at the long run, a lot of things can happen. But one thing there is this: look, just like Mr. Shobiton said, the first thing is therapy. Look, you will not go there, even for 24 hours. Your life will not remain the same.
Honestly,
because of what you are going to see, the abuse you've never seen in your life.
It's traumatic.
So, therapy. That's the first thing. Then another thing again is that if you look at Nigeria outside the correctional center, a lot of people have mental illness. It's not even about there is no money, there is no food. You will see somebody that will wake up that you are on your land, the land that you bought, and you pay. Somebody will not say, look, by tomorrow I don't want to see you on this land. The land you be living for 1 year that you build there, and I will collect it and nothing will happen. Second day you need that they will bring a security, they demolish it in your own presence, and you have all the papers, and you want that person to believe in this country, or do you want to tell somebody that will tell you, come, I will kill you and nothing will happen, or you want to see an officer that will tell you, I will kill you, nothing will happen, and nothing is going to happen. So somebody like that coming out, the first thing they have to just do medically, it needs to be checked. After that, therapy. And that therapy should be a process. In fact, it's not going to be less than a year. Because for him to become back, because he will not become an animal. He want to see everybody, he will not trust anybody.
Very true.
And he will see everybody as a dangerous element. And he's going to be acting in this, and it's every time he's going to want to attack. That's why you will see that there are some people you don't joke with.
Yes.
Those people are very, very short. They are always having the mind that you to cheat them. So they always have mind of defense very all the time. So you have to be very, very careful with them. Then another thing, those people that stammerers, the stammerers, those people that stammerers, you have to be very careful with them because they are always short fools. Like one former minister always says that he quickly get angry that he talks to that journalist. I just want to put myself in that particular journalist. Then I will not keep my mouth shut. Even if they put hot water in my mouth, that day I will talk. So, and that is the thing that person needs to go to. I'm telling you, I've seen somebody that went there remanded for about just 1 month. By the time you come out, for the rest of that person's life, is not healthy again till he die.
Wow.
Because you are talking about a place where the water they are drinking, where the water. Thank God that a lot of NGOs, in fact, the religious bodies, they are trying. There is a lot of NGOs that deal with, they are trying. Apart from that, then if you see where they sleep, although there is an apartment for rich people. Every of our that is that one is we know now. So, but if you look at it, that's why you see some people in abroad When you say he has used 30 years in prison, we now look at him now.
It's very fresh.
This one. That's why I said all those Chinese that they were just arrested in Abuja.
Yeah.
They will take them to Kikiri. They will come to take them here. Their life will never be the same. The only just problem is that if they have money, they will receive.
That's
But one thing here is this: it is not a good thing. That's why we are telling our youth, don't go and foment trouble. Go and drop all those bad behavior. If you go there, you will not have time to sack you. Your life will never remain the same.
That is if your trust, if the clothes they will give you even fit in.
Let me provide another answer to your question. I think that the government has to very deliberately partner with NGOs, based organizations who have very well developed rehabilitation programs. Look, these prisoners, when they come out, the odds are stacked against them. You can't get a job. Once anybody knows that X, that's the end. So they struggle, and what you find is what then tends to happen is that they go back to the life of crime. Even the one that really was reformed. Many of them, we go to these prisons for ministry, and people get converted. You find that because you are at your basest moment, you are very humble. The reality of your nothingness has been exposed to you. So they tend to turn to God. Right? So when they come out, that intention, with that good heart of wanting to try and reform themselves and live a better life, society keeps pushing back and pushing back and pushing them back towards that life of crime. So the government needs to, there are a lot of organizations that are involved in this, so the government needs to develop a framework to engage them such that no prisoner comes out and is left on his own. They must be put through some sort of a rehabilitation process that will take a couple of years. I know quite a few prisoners, personal knowledge, where they have come out and you would not know that they were in prison before. But they had to be taken through a program. Somebody was there to help them, hold their hands, provide them with food, provide them with a landing base where they will stay. So there are rehabilitation centers, where they stay for a while until they, you provide them with a vocation. And then as they begin to get their feet back on ground, they can then begin to venture out by themselves, and then you say, okay, this person can integrate back into society. So I think that these types of programs need to be concretized. The government, the Ministry of Interior needs to do more in partnering with, because I don't think it's something that government can do by themselves.
So they might not be able to do that.
Mobilize resources of private people with good hearts, to invest in.
And we should have data. Mr. Somebody can go to prison in Nigeria. Deny being in prison.
Of course.
Because there is no committee, there is nothing now. They are just being sentenced to the only just thing is that if you come back, if he has not done NIN, you come back and do another one. Because if you have the data, we would have known. At least we know a governor in Nigeria that have gone to jail. He just changed the name, and the court cannot find it.
Is it just a governor?
And I cannot even find it.
There is a high profile because once that was convicted and he rose to
so highest level.
How there is no data? Even we that we are not prisoners, do we have data that can even thank God that we are coming up? At least we are coming up, but at least have data of all those ex-convicts. So we'll be able to monitor them. In fact, we should make a law that will not say because they are ex-convicts, the only job. In fact, there is no job that should be given them. In security, if they are trusted and they show that capacity and capability, in fact, they will be the best. It's just like ex-convict to now be a warder. Do you know the way it's going to, because it will be he knows this. So what clear is that we should be giving them job. Because one thing, life is about correction. There are some people, what some people doing that took them to correctional center. Some people are doing it daily and nothing happens.
Okay, all right. This is well said. I actually like her last question to have gone that far, because most times we won't even think about it. We don't think about the offender and coming out, and maybe your family is probably still there to welcome you. But truly, that brain needs to be fixed, because of course something has been messed up right there. But let's look at one trending video. Let's look at one trending video because of our time. It's about Abuja scraper. A young man actually walking on the street of Abuja kept wondering why people keep vandalizing the government property without even thinking about the harm it's going to cause to people, both the roadside users. And a person was calling that accidents could happen. He was actually calling for maybe a week or something to come check it out. And of course, he said the government actually put up new infrastructures, and some people they just keep destroying and stealing it. So they're always taking them backward while the government tries to do one thing forward. Let's check this video where a lot of things were actually vandalized and stolen just on the expressway, and that could cause accident. You know, someone in the comment section there said, you know, while he was working, he had seen someone who fell into that ditch and broke a leg. So you know what that means. So it's not good, it's not healthy. I don't know who's doing this, but I wish they can be caught or apprehended. Let's watch the video of Abuja scrapers, and we'll be right back to the show to continue the program.
Come and video this one. This one is new. Look at this. Look, they just did this one now. They did it either yesterday or this morning. So they'll come to the middle of the road. By the way, this is highway, for God's sake. This is the central area of the FCT. Let's remove this one too. And they are removing these things and selling them, for God's sake. They are selling them for scrap. Look at what somebody will do to government property. And later they'll blame the government for all the problems. It's easier for you guys to blame Tinubu, but look at what some idiot is doing to his own country. The recorder. Bring them here, bring the camera here. So, for those of you in Abuja, tag the FCT minister. Tag the FCT minister. This is what these guys are doing in Abuja. Come closer, come closer. So these scrap metal boys will come and open the road. This one can cause immediate accident. This is another one. Most of these things are gone. Bring the camera here. Tell the FCT minister and yes, on weekend. I'm a Nigerian. It is my obligation to expose what these guys are doing in Abuja. This is the federal capital city, for God's sake. Look at what they are doing. They are removing all these things and selling them. They are removing them and selling them. Bring the camera, bring it. What kind of country is this? They are removing it, selling it. The Panteka boys, the scrap metal boys are removing these things and selling them. Let's go back to that place. At the center of the road, somebody will just come and remove all these that are for the sewage system. Tag anybody you want to tag. Tell them this is what they are doing in Abuja. They have removed this one as well. Bring the camera.
That is a very long video. You know, he showed us it's a major expressway in Abuja. But here my first question is, where is the CCTV? Federal Capital Territory.
Well, this is one of the areas that I think the current minister of FCT is on Okey needs to look into. In fact, I don't know why Senate committee and our committee on FCT Abuja should not even look into this particular. I remember during the time of Jonathan, there was a budget for CCTV for the major roads in Abuja. After that, during the time of President Muhammadu Buhari, I could recall when Minister for Innovation there, Pantami, talks about everything is being digitalized, CCTV in Abuja. Now, look, politicians could be doing their own.
Yeah.
There are some Nigerians that are worse
Than the politicians.
In fact, some people, it's not that they are devilish. Devil is living inside them. The infrastructure that politicians, they manage, they squeeze themselves after enjoyment to do for us. All these holes, what are they for? They are for emergencies. I could recall in Lagos here, go and see all these holes. If you don't see that dirt and fill it up, they remove it. To the extent that now in some areas, they have to tie it down. They will use weather to tie it down. But in the time of emergency, can you remove it? Because this place was to get water.
Yeah.
In the time of emergency. But when you have Nigerians that are destroying, they are not destroying what belongs to politicians, so they are what belongs to all of us. The budget to do that thing have been inflated.
Yeah.
At the long run, they did it. Now you still want to open another door of corruption for them because they will still react them. It's just like in Yoruba, màálù tó súnké. Ìdùnnú ni fọlápàtà. If you see a bull or a cow that is well endowed, in abattoir, is an extra large. It's for their own benefit.
Yes.
So, and that is the thing. And where is this? Anything that belongs to the government, our national infrastructure, we should try to guide it. If you don't guide it, we are giving rooms for this politician to steal against. Then FCT needs CCTV. If those ones, House committee, Senate committee on FCT should look and investigate that one. Then at the same time, we need to go to the root of the matter. I had a news very late yesterday that they've seen some certain places in Abuja where this guy sold it to. I think they need a thorough investigation. And in Lagos here, those guys, they are everywhere. They are now getting lands. They will rent lands and be selling all those things. I could recall a woman in my area called Alaja. She wanted to do renovation. The aluminum, the iron they want to use as a guide, they put it outside. Before you know it, they carry it. I said, when? He said, no, quite long. Alaja, follow me. I have to go to the rave. I got there, I met it. I just went to meet the man that is there. Is that who brought this thing to you? It's a stolen items. I will create. He said, Oga Adegbero, I don't want your wahala. He just called 1, 2, Malam. Oh yeah, carry it and follow him. They later got the guy, they beat him, and they brought him to my house. So one thing there is this: they need to get those people they are selling it to.
Yes.
Of course.
So that by the time they are arrested and prosecuted,
it will be a lesson for others.
And also government should do its own. Let's CPP, especially in Abuja, a city where only big men lives, a city of blossom. Because when you say a city of blossom, a city that is so big, that is so fine, that is meant for the wealthy people, so automatically they need to get CCTV. If it's like Agege, don't worry. If by the time you finish all the city, come to Agege.
Oh my God. Okay, Shagun, my question is about these scrapers. Is there a way, and I don't think actually is like, I think they come in form of, they want to pick all these water bottles, all the things that feel useless on the way, but eventually they are actually stealing things. Is there a way we can go about this? Maybe, I don't know, it's not possible. I feel like it's impossible to regulate them or something. No. But is there anything we could do about that?
It's absolutely impossible. And that's why the problem has to be fixed from the root.
Okay.
Because this is not something you can't stop it.
Yes.
It's literally impossible. Even if you install all the CCTV in the world. Just like he said, we don't even have data. What will you use the video from the CCTV? What will you use it for? You can see the face of the person like
there's nothing.
What can you do about it? You don't know. You don't have any database. You know, abroad when they use CCTV, they will carry that face. Your name, your address in 2 seconds. Police is in your house.
True.
This one, even if the guy stayed here and take care of himself, they can't catch you. So CCTV, I don't think it's solved. So for me, the problem has to be dealt with at the root cause. Why is it happening? Is it that these guys are just wicked thieves? Or is there something going on? And you know where I'm going with that. Look, there is poverty in this country. Yes. Poverty is never just for theft and for crime. But it's a reason. The more you have poverty, the more insecurity is high. Yes. The more you have illiteracy, the higher insecurity. Those two things are connected. The reason you have Boko Haram being as energized as they have been over 15 years, at the end of the day, analysts will tell you, is that there is a pool of illiterate and poor young people who have nothing to do with their time. So when the Boko Haram guy comes and he offers you one small tank, you follow him and go and carry the gun. You know, so fix poverty, fix corruption, and these types of things will go away. If you look at the guys that do these things, most of them I forgot, my bro, there is this house name they call
The
them.
Shara.
These cat pushers.
Yeah, the Shara.
Most of them are the ones doing this thing. Even though I saw another video.
We are somebody with boss. And he
The
was carrying
the guy went with a minivan.
from one place to another.
Nice looking bus. Like, no, it's not a boy. Minivan, like a Sienna. Like
He
a
was
Sienna.
packing
And
it.
you just very systematic. You just drive those ones at the side, not that one in the
middle.
The one at the side.
Grenade that
The
just
one
took
for
to
the
Yeah.
He was just driving to it.
It's one man show. One show.
He will just drive beside it. He has
Park.
one equipment that he uses.
To pull it out.
Go back. You just pull it out like this.
Whoa.
Put it in the car.
Wow.
Put the car to the car. I
Oh.
saw that video. So that's one. No, that one is not a poverty
That one
problem. That one is a thief. So if they can catch that guy, I don't know if it was CCTV that captured it. So I don't know if the CCTV would have gotten his plate numbers or something. I think we still have enough data, to be able to do something about. So, all in all, ultimately, with these types of problems, let government fix itself and fix our country. I'm telling you, deal with the poverty that drives people to steal this tiny. How much would they sell that thing? At the end of the day, you discover that it's subsistence
They
thing.
are now stealing solar panel.
Oh,
Yeah.
imagine.
I saw the video, but because someone won't be able to play it.
You are now stealing.
Your solar is not like
I'm telling you, they won't have access to the one you put inside.
No, the one I want to
They are just packing it. And I said, what are they going to use it for?
Hey, it's crap. You're going to sell it as crap. That's a tragedy.
Now I'm telling you that although there are some people that are born to steal, they are kleptomaniacs. They are born to steal. They will even steal what they don't know, what they don't need. You see a male stealing female things. You know what do you want to use it for? But one thing there is this. But there are some certain reasons where some people are pushed to steal, and that is the angle that Mr. Joko can say. Because one thing there is this. Ordinarily, there are some people that are just like civil servants that I said, when I get to that position, I'll be council manager, I must pack everything. Those ones are born to steal. There is nothing you want to do that is not going to steal. So, and that is the thing. But there are some certain people that it was that corruption, it was that environment that allows that. So if they have something doing, they will surely not. So, and that is why we are begging the government, let our economy be right. Let's fight poverty. If we can do that, we may not be able to solve all the problem of stealing, but at least we'll be able to solve it to a certain extent that we will not see a teacher that is stealing from the foods of the pupils. We will not see a principal that is saying the SS3 student that just finished exam, when you want to get testimonial 5,000, when you want to check your 10,000, that will be billing again, because that one is because of the environment that allows that. So by the time we try much as possible that everybody is well okay, there is no country where poor people don't, but at least they have access to common facilities that they can make their life better.
Okay.